We are off to a buggy start, which I'm sure absolutely nobody could foresee happening for this brand new era of Andor. There was a post last night up by CG Meathead that sort of goes over a couple of the questions that the community has been having about the recent changeover. There's a handful of bugs, one of which is slightly positive if you are a whale, I guess. Let's talk about it, shall we? So here we are, ladies and gentlemen. We just had a new era and yes, loads of bugs. Loads of bugs, loads of weird stuff happening. I mean, I can show you one of them right now. It's amazing. So those of you that have noticed this, we all have this thing about giant red button. Must press. There are those of you that are probably older that remember the famous website, the really big red button that doesn't do anything. It is a website that has a really big red button that doesn't do anything. This really big red button that doesn't do anything does actually do something. Check it out. Ruh-roh. And that will happen every single time you try to check the leaderboard. It's not like the leaderboard is that important to check, right? You don't want to have to see what your position is in the new Coliseum because nobody cares about the Coliseum game mode, apart from Mega Whales. There's actually one guy who's at the top of my shard has got an error level 72 Clayer. He's 7-star day 1 all the way up to 72, just casually dropping probably $400-500 day 1. That's okay. We encourage Wales over here because Wales is not only the country of my birth, that's a different spelling of Wales, but it is also the thing that keeps the lights on for CG and keeps us playing. So anyway, this is the first error. You can't check the leaderboard, probably because the last error ended and it can't reference your old scores, and it creates some sort of broken loop, right? This should be corrected as soon as this boss is over in 6 hours and 15 minutes at the time of this recording, not the time of you watching. So hopefully this is a short-term problem. There are a couple of other issues. Let's go back to the post and talk about them. So here we go, this one's an interesting one. The Andor image of the web store episode pass was being shown when it wasn't the era of Andor just yet. Now, obviously the problem with that is it was showing the previous era to people and they were charging them the full whack to get it, which would give you very limited benefits in the current status if, you bought the previous one. Now, CG has done the right thing, right? They've done the right thing. They said, everybody that did buy that pass, even though it wasn't the Andor pass, you have now been given the new Andor pass, which is great. That's a good make good. Now, if you don't know about the web store, this is something incredibly valuable that people should be trying to do every single day. I'll leave a link to this in the first comment, pinned at the top, just so you make sure you go in. You basically log in, you link your account to it, and you've got the web store over here. Now, every single day, you can claim this free gift, and this free gift will give you 5 shards of some decent characters. It will also give you some minor gear and I think credits or something like that. But not only that, it's got the Kessel Run. And the Kessel Run is fantastic because every single day, as long as you have logged into your account on mobile device or PC, you can claim yourself 100 free energy for nothing. For just free energy. That's 50 crystals right there. And you can stack this up multiple times over multiple days. Get yourself free energy. You also get yourself these little coaxium thingies that let you progress this coaxium heist, and as you hit certain thresholds of the coaxium heist, you can get stuff like crystals, big chunks of energy, 200 regular, 200 cantina over here. You can get random amounts of crystals, and if you finish off a pass, you will be able to get yourself an Omicron. Now, anytime you also buy like packs in the web store, it counts towards coaxium. You can see over here, this one's worth 1,000 coaxium, for example. Now, it does not have the same discount as on the mobile or PC app. You buy through the PC client, you get a 5% discount. That doesn't exist here, but generally speaking, that 5% discount isn't as valuable as what you will get through this coaxium heist. And once you finish it, it starts again. So, like, generally speaking, I'd say use the web store rather than use the PC client. Gives you better value for money, in my opinion, just because this coaxium heist is pretty good. I might be wrong on that. I could be totally wrong, but it feels like it's better. Okay, cool. Anyway, let's get back to the bugs. So Xaereth ability modules did not convert along with the other error materials. I did a video on this yesterday and I totally missed. The Xaereth ability modules were not being accounted for. The team is aware of this, and instead of hotfixing it, we are going to just make sure it's fixed for the end of the era of Andor. So what that means basically is for those of us that have whaled quite heavily, you will have an excess of Xaereth ability modules. Now, these are used, but only for error levels over 70, I want to say, and they are designed to slow down the error leveling process so that you can't sort of rush to error level 85 because you can't buy these anywhere. They're only available through the Marquee events and typically through the high-end Marquee events, with the boatload of it saved for the last Marquee of the entire era. We saw it with Vader. He was giving like 500-600 Xereths per day. It was crazy. So we've managed to keep all this. They're not going to get rid of this. They're not going to take it unless you just don't spend it the entire era. And you'll be able to use it as you level up past level 70. This is okay. It's a minor benefit. You know, anybody that's whaling is going to basically finish Coliseum earlier thanks to this sort of thing. If you are throwing money at the wall, literally setting it on fire, because that's what it costs. That's what it costs. So yeah, I guess nice that they're not converting it now. They're letting us keep it. I have a feeling it's probably tied into the fact that I have to lose my connection. Sorry about that. I almost feel like it's kind of tied into the fact that they went to the error store and they removed some stuff from over here. You can't get the 80 to 95. I might be wrong on that. It could just be that they just totally forgot. They just totally forgot about the Xereths, and that's absolutely fine. You know, it's a very, very, very minor benefit to a small subsection, actually, of the player base. All right, let's keep reading about these bugs. They're great. All right, blocked from Claire's Marquee. I haven't heard of this one, you know, apart from on this post. Some players have found themselves in a state where they didn't allow them to continue with Claire's Marquee event. I know Marquee events are dull, but not being able to play them does kind of suck. We have fixed this by granting the necessary shards to the players impacted. It must have been a small subset of players, but let me know in the comment section, were you blocked from playing the Marquee event? Because that kind of does suck. The end of anniversary error signal data inbox. Yeah, so this one over here did impact my main. I got nothing for this. Note that the final day rank reward of Coliseum is signal data in place of error currency. I think this, like I said earlier, this is tying into this problem here, this leaderboard issue that we're getting. It's trying to look for your previous score, but they've wiped the scores, so it's got nothing to reference, so it's just not giving us a reward, even though yesterday we were playing Coliseum. CG says, okay, we're going to give you signal data instead. However, they didn't code it correctly, and it only passed out, apparently, to people that had a new top score on their last run. I didn't, because at the end I was just autoing it. I was like, I'm done with this. This is boring. So I didn't get any signal data on my main account, and I would like some, please. Okay? I would please like some. So yeah, they're going to be fixing this for future errors, and they'll also send out missed signal datas in a future update. Soon, TM. Soon, TM. I think it was about 15 to 20 of each signal data, which isn't a mass amount, but it's, you know, it's useful. It would be useful for leveling up all the relic levels on these new marquees that, well, they're not really new marquees, they're old marquees that we've just had moved to the legacy, right? Finally, the Coliseum leaderboard error 9.0. Yep, because we've had a few of them. This is a bug where the game mistakenly tried to grant rewards for today's Coliseum battle, which is why the badge only shows up after you've done your first battle. This issue has been fixed, but by the time the fix goes live, it will have naturally resolved. This will prevent it from happening next era. Note, this means no rewards are being lost. What about yesterday's rewards? I don't know. So anyway, because I am missing yesterday's rewards. 3v3 Omnis counting as 20 mats instead of 10. Yes. I went through and placed on pretty much every Omicron from those marquees coming from the error system to the live system. And generally speaking, 3v3 Omnis are supposed to only be 10 Omicrons. They were 20. I applied them all because I fully expected something like this to happen. Known issue will get fixed and brought down to 10. Purchasers will be refunded the 10 extra mats. We don't know how long this is going to take. It could take months. For all we know, it might be days. Hopefully, it's not too far in the future. But fortunately, as well, if you are sort of end game, you're not really going to have to apply any Omnis for future characters because you're not going to see any future characters until we unlock what will be the next character that comes live. It's going to be the Conquest unit, isn't it? It's going to be the Conquest unit, Satil Shan. So you've got some time to build up Omicrons again. If you are actually super stuck for mats, then hopefully CG fixes it a little bit sooner, I guess. Recent error units aren't available in Journey Guide events. The team is aware of this and investigating a fix. I haven't even tried this. Should we just have a look over here? Can I not use Stormtrooper Luke here? Let's go. Luke. I can't use Stormtrooper Luke. I have myself an R7 Stormtrooper Luke, and I would like to use him. I'm not really going to be playing the Journey Guide events, but that's not the point. Okay, so they're going to fix the Journey Guide events thing. That should be useful. Vel's shards art are missing from the Episode Pass Plus on the web store. Only the art is missing. The correct shards will be received. So don't worry, you are going to get Vel shards, which is the next Marquee after Claire. I find Claire Marquee's quite funny, right? Claire Marquee's Marquee. It's active right now. This isn't the only issue, though. We are supposed to, right now, not Journey Guide, we are supposed to also be having, at the moment, the Journey Quests. The next set of Journey Quests, which is supposed to be giving us Rebels. We're supposed to be having, I want to say it's like Farm Boy Luke and maybe Stormtrooper Han. It might be some of the other ones. Can't remember. I'll have a guide out for it when it's active. But this was supposed to go live yesterday, or / today. Time zones and all that sort of nonsense, right? This should be going live at the next refresh. So you can see I've got 12 hours and 10 minutes. After that 12 hours and 10 minutes, for me, the Journey Quest should appear. For many other people, you will see this sooner. The new set of Journey Quests, you'll start working on your new Lightspeed tokens. Like I said, I'll have a guide up for that when I'm able to play it. I obviously can't for another 12 hours and 10 minutes. And 12 hours and 10 minutes for me is 1 in the morning. And as much as I do love being a content creator and all of the joys and the ups and downs that come with it, I don't love staying up till 1 in the morning to record a video for an hour, edit it, and then upload it with a thumbnail, and then get to bed to get up in the morning for 7 a.m. to go to the gym. Life is worth more than that. And so are you. So are you. So make sure that you treat yourself rightly. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to about do it for today's video. I hope it has been of some use to you and has cooled the waters, calmed the waters, lowered the blood pressure. Not too far, though. We don't want you to collapse, obviously. If you could, just give me a like on the little video there down below. I know you want to. Saucy little minx you. And I'll see you all in the very next video. Peace out. May the Force be with you.